That's why we need more black media, and we need more grassroots blacks at the head of government departments if we're going to get serious reform. We don't want these mob ticking and flicking that they think they're Aboriginal or Islander. They have to be well respected at the grassroots level. Our elders have to be on all of these reform committees, and especially when there's a death in custody or any injustice. They haven't taken away they've taken our sovereign rights away. We never seceded this country. The disasters that have happened in 230 years is unbelievable, and how we've survived. And when I looked at those demonstrations over in America, we're outnumbered. And the reason why a lot of our people have given up, and as the brother said, don't just come out because one of our brothers were killed on camera in America, because there's a lot of them mob over there. And I was just shocked when they brought the army out, and a lot of the people, black and white over there, didn't care, that had a social justice conscience. And seeing you all here today, as a nurse of 50 years, I want you to be careful of that coronavirus. You can drink Corona beer, but don't have the bloody coronavirus. Please don't kick off any violence. And I know there's a lot of other speakers. We need our treaty. We need our sovereignty, but we need the Constitution. It all has to be done from a bottoms-up approach, not a bloody top-down approach. And that's why our elders that are still left today have to be at the round table when a lot of conservative people are making decisions for us. But getting back to our brother Marunji, this case went international. And we're thankful for everybody around the country and the world that signed the petition that were coming out. And his case is no different to any other case. It just made a lot of publicity, where a young black brother had been drinking, selling crabs on Palm Island, which is a place where my father was sent to because of the colour of his skin. And when he was singing "Who Let the Dogs Out," the 6-foot-tall copper Hurley got offended, and so did the black PLO, who I have absolutely no respect for. Native Police and an Uncle Tom. I have a lot of respect for the PLOs, but we were horrified that they both got offended. And witnesses saw our brother taken into custody. And one of those key recommendations of those 339 recommendations was, if you're intoxicated, not to be taken into custody, that it wasn't a criminal offence. So they took this young brother into the cells. Witnesses heard dreadful screams. And then all of a sudden it went quiet. Within 1 hour, our young brother was dead. The post-mortem showed a ruptured portal vein and a massive, a mulched spleen, a sliced liver, and fractured ribs. So because that came out, Hurley then says, who was investigated by his own, that he had a fall and did all these injuries. And I never missed one court case. And experts came and said that those injuries of this young brother was like a plane crash or head-on car crashes. That's how bad our brother's injuries were. The DPP came in. The point I'm making is that there was a lot of publicity. I was one of the many activists, a lot of deadly activists around this country. Let it known to the world, not just about Marunji, but all of our deaths in custody. And even though there was a payout and there was a deadly legal team working, still to this day, with every death in custody, out of the 400, even just recently, there has not been one police officer or one security guard being sent to jail. And this protest today, my brothers and sisters, is a peaceful one. There's a lot of media here. There's also a lot of police. But what we're saying is, my brother and sister, we want reform at all levels of government. The last message I got from the USA was the black mayor of Washington, D.C. allowed the council workers to paint the street, the plaza going to the White House, Black Lives Matter. And so I want to say, in Townsville, where I live, the town that never voted for us in the 1967 referendum, they've got a statue of Robert Towns, the blackbirder, the slave driver, who allowed many of our thousands of children to come from the South Sea Islands to come to cut the sugar cane. And then the all-white immigration policy happened and they sent most of our mob back. But it's not about the race, it's when you identify as a person of colour, then you're immediately branded, my brothers and sisters. And so we want to reform this, we want to change, we want sovereignty, we want a treaty. You've only got the bloody Racial Discrimination Act, Section C18, and the majority of right-wing people want it abolished. And so this wonderful crowd here today, black, white, Christians and non-Christians, international people, we want you all to keep coming together for any little injustice. And those placards are very powerful. And my friend and I, we drove 22 hours last night just to be here in solidarity and unity with you mob. So black lives do matter, and Watamuli, and keep up the fight, because all us oldies are getting very tired for you young people to take over. Watamuli, and God bless.